Hello everyone, my name is Vinaya and today I'm going to be showing you a makeup look with red lips. Okay, let's get started. First step is just priming the face. Today I'm going to be using GRWM face primer with the gold flecks in it. Once we've primed the face, I'm going to go straight in with foundation. The foundation I'm using today is Bounce by Beauty Blender. I find that I have a really great shade match with this brand. So I'm just taking a little bit of the foundation on my hands and I'm just gonna go in. To spread this out, I like to use a brush. You can also use a beauty blender, but I find the beauty blender drinks up a lot of the product, so I prefer to use the brush. Go with a very light hand first and really just cover the major regions of your face. So I like to start with just the cheek, where I have most hyperpigmentation. Whatever's left on the brush, I'm just gonna use it on my forehead near the hairline. So I go there last. There. Now I have a light coating of foundation all over my face. So now I'm gonna go in with a little bit more coverage where I really need it. So today I'm using a concealer by Maybelline. The Fit Me concealer in number 50 Cafe, and I'm going to use this really on any other spots where I want more coverage. You can also go in with the same foundation instead of using concealer, but I just like the finish of this concealer. So I'm going to blend out this concealer with the same brush, going with a very light hand so you don't rub it off. You're just going around the edges of where you applied the concealer. I find I always need more coverage around my mouth because I like to wear really bright lips. If you're dark skinned like I am, it's nice to cancel out some of the purples around the lips so that lipstick looks vibrant on your lips. Alright. I think I have a good amount of coverage. I always like to also go over the eyelids just with whatever's left on the brush. The trick with foundation is that when you look in the mirror, it should look like skin. If it doesn't look like skin, if it looks overly powdery or too cakey, then you've either put on too much, or the shade doesn't match your skin exactly, or the finish of the product isn't right for your skin. Now I'm going to add some concealer underneath the eyes just to brighten things up a bit. The concealer that I'm using is Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Concealer in number 8. You'll see that this is way lighter than the rest of my face, but that's okay. I kind of like to brighten up. So very lightly place this under the eye. A little bit on the forehead. I don't like to go very close to the eye with the concealer because I find it settles in the fine lines. So the bulk of the product should be where I have it right now. Whatever's left on my beauty blender will go up to the eye. I'm gonna blend that out with Beauty Blender. I like to also bring the same color onto the forehead because you don't just want the area underneath your eye to be very bright. You sort of want to bring that color in other parts of your face. Whenever you're blending, blend upwards towards your temple. That's the direction in which you will be blending. Certain products are suitable for Beauty Blender and certain products are suitable for brushes. So you would have to play around to see which gives you the better finish with the product that you have. Okay. So now we're gonna do the eyebrows. I actually stopped doing my brows. Now I really like kind of the messy, bushy eyebrow look, but I gotta fill it in because I have so many gaps in my eyebrows and even out the size on both sides. Alright, next I like to do a contour. Contour is really important to bring back dimension into your skin. You don't always have to do it, but generally when you cover your full face with foundation, it can look really flat. You don't have to go crazy with it, but I like to do it because it brings a lot of warmth back into your face. Contour stick I'm using is this one by Fenty Beauty. So what I generally like to do is find your cheekbone and go right underneath it. The bulk of the color of the contour should be about over here where I dotted the contour right here. And the residue sort of goes into your hairline and the rest sort of goes towards your mouth. Same thing on this side. This looks really dark, but I swear it does blend out. Ideally, you want your contour to be about 2 or 3 shades darker than your skin. I find cream contours or powder contours to be easiest to work with. Cream is nice when you're using a beauty blender. You see that blended out very easily. Now I take what's left, the residue, and put that in the hairline. When you introduce a color to your face, it looks most harmonious when you're putting it in more than one areas of your face. So I try to bring contour shades in the jawline as well as in my hairline. Now I'm gonna use another contour. You don't have to use 2, you can just stop at 1, but I have this here, so I'm going to use it. This is the NARS Casino powder. This I'm just going to go in basically in the same area as before and just set that with the powder. And the same thing, bringing it in the forehead so all the colors sort of match. So next I'm gonna do the eyes. I wanna use brown eyeshadow today because I find it to be very complementary to red lipstick. So for eyeshadow, I'm gonna be using the Tartelette in Bloom palette. This palette smells so good. It smells like vanilla or chocolate or something. Amazing. I'm just gonna take this shade, which is this one. It's a medium brown. So I find the most flattering color combination for my skin is actually brown eyeshadow with red lipstick. So I'm just gonna use this medium brown all over my eyelid. Brown is such a flattering shade for dark-skinned women. I think it's often overlooked because of how unexciting it looks in the palette, but it is my favorite shade to use. Now using a different brush, a bit flat brush, I'm gonna bring that same color a little bit right underneath the eye where the waterline is. Make sure you go really close to the eye, otherwise it can look like you have a black eye, then that's not good. Okay, so before I go in with any more shadow, I actually forgot to do this earlier. I want to go in with some powder right underneath the eye to set the concealer. There's not much fallout with this eyeshadow, so that's okay, but just to be safe, set your concealer with some powder before you put down the eyeshadow. So now I'm just going to deepen the crease just with the darker brown, which is over here. Just gonna put that right at the edge of the eye. I'm going in with a very light hand. There's hardly any product on this brush because I don't want a super smoky eye, but I want just a light brown smoky eye. I want to add a little bit more sparkle to this look, so I'm gonna use this shade called Firecracker, and just with my fingers. Sparkly shadows are easy to apply with your fingertips, so I'm just gonna go in right in the center of my eyeball, and so most of the product is there, and just sort of blend that out to the sides. Next we're gonna go in with some mascara. The mascara I'm using is Kush Mascara by Milk Makeup. Take your time to do this. I find when you put your mirror right under your face, it makes it very easy to put on mascara. Okay, I'm happy with that. I don't feel like doing the bottom mascara, so I'm not gonna do it. For blush, today I want to use a very sultry brown blush because I want the lip to be the standout, and brown looks very harmonious with my skin tone, so I'm just gonna use this brown. It's called Sweet as Cocoa by MAC. And for blush, I generally just like to put it in the fleshiest part of my cheeks. This blush has a very, very slight shimmer. You can barely see it. I find it looks super natural. The last step is the lip, which brings everything together. So let's do that. First, I'm gonna go in with a little bit of balm. I tend to have very dry lips, so just a teensy bit of balm. I have so many red lipsticks. The one that I will use today is Star Woman by NARS. This is a liquid lipstick. And now go in very carefully with your red lip. You can use a lip liner if you want, but this lipstick doesn't really bleed, so I'm going straight in. I love this lipstick because it really does stay on forever and it's not very drying. Especially when you put a little bit of balm underneath, I think it's perfect. The shade is also perfect. It's a very true red, leaning slightly towards a more bluey red, but I think it's very neutral. My other favorite lipstick is Always Red by Sephora. If you're looking for a different recommendation that's a bit more orange toned. The last step, and again, it's totally optional, last step is highlighter. I like highlighter because it brings back again the dimension in your skin when you add shine in the right places. Today I'm using this highlighter by Marc Jacobs. It's this really huge one. So what I like to do is just take a little bit and add it very slightly on your cheek. So I like a more champagne gold or rose gold finish highlighter. And this one is just a perfect complement to the red lip. I'm using the wrong brush, but that's okay. And whatever is left over, you can sort of bring that to the rest of your face. So that's it. That's the final look. Red lip is really my go-to when I'm in a crappy mood or just need a pick-me-up. It also looks fabulous with black outfits. I really hope you enjoyed this and you found some products that you'd like to try. If you enjoyed this video, please give this a like and please subscribe if you want to hear more from me. I'll see you next time. Thank you so much for watching.